Ruth-Ann Baker is having an unremarkable day. For the 26-year-old New Yorker, unremarkable looks something like this. She gets out of bed before 10 a.m. She does not worry excessively about her dog Wrestler dying. She just worries a small, helpful amount. She does a quick tidy up of her apartment and eats the right food at the right times. A bagel for breakfast, a salad sandwich for lunch. She drinks 3 coffees, none of which make her overly jittery, and she does not grab at her stomach when looking in the mirror, nor hate any part of her body excessively. She completes the requisite amount of steps for herself and for Wrestler, and she does her breathing exercises, talks briefly to her Uncle Joe on the phone, ignores a call from her mother, and communicates with her father exclusively through emojis. She watches a half-hour documentary on climate change at 5 p.m. and times her wallowing after. 10 minutes to worry about the state of the world, and then she puts her hair up in a messy bun and gets ready for work. The walk to Sweeney's bar will take her 10 minutes, the way it always does, meaning she'll be right on time for her shift, the way she always is. There is nothing remarkable about her day at all, no cause for concern, until her cell phone begins to beep loudly just as she drops it into her bag. Living in Manhattan, Ruth is used to wailing sirens, to honking horns and sudden booms that make you jump. But the noise emanating from the bottom of her satchel has a different tone. There's an insistent, high-pitched urgency to it. She scrambles to retrieve the phone, her fingers brushing over the tiny stun gun disguised as lipstick and the can of deodorant that's really mace, until she finds it, just as the beeping stops. And now, she understands why that sound seemed to reverberate all around her. She has been sent an automated emergency alert, one that would have echoed throughout the city and beyond. Ruth feels her stomach drop. It's a notification about a child abduction. She knows that Amber Alerts can be sent directly to cell phones these days, but it's still a shock to receive one right here in her apartment. Taking a deep breath, she reads over the truncated details, each line causing a little earthquake that makes her hand and the phone shake. Amber Alert, Hoban, Connecticut. Vehicle, dark blue van. Child, 7-year-old female, 4 feet, 45 pounds. Suspect, white male, 30 to 40 years. Check media. Less than 90 characters of information, but Ruth can see through the gaps. A little girl has been taken from the town of Hoban, Connecticut, by a man with few identifiers, outside of the blue van he was driving, possibly across state lines, given the alert has been sent as far as New York City. A child has gone missing. An adult male has driven her away. Ruth tries not to think about what that man did next, or the town he took the little girl from, where so much has already been lost.
"It's a real one tonight, Nancy Drew."
Owen Alvin greets Ruth with his favorite nickname for her, and the feverish glee that comes from finding his little bar improbably busy for a Monday. Most nights, Sweeney's, full name Sweeney Todd Sports Bar, attracts a small, dedicated crowd, who come for the endless loop of Stephen Sondheim soundtracks, or the latest playoffs screened on the 3 muted television sets mounted on the back wall. But tonight, Ruth's workplace is packed with patrons, most of their faces unfamiliar to her. Sweeney's must have featured in another one of those secret places only New Yorkers know about articles, she thinks with a grimace, as she joins her boss behind the bar. Owen appears to mistake her expression for a smile as he beams at her.
"Let's do this,"
he half shouts over a cranked-up version of Losing My Mind from the last Broadway revival of Follies.